Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Leatherneck Insider. I'm Trevor Davis.
And I'm Kylie Rogers. This week's Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week dominated the polls just as he did on the mound. Let's hear from Jack Bell as he has more on who took the LI crown.
I'm back. I'm here with Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week for Week 2, Jace Warkentine. Jace, we're here in the PDC, I believe you called it, right? What is that?
Yeah, Pitchers Development Center, man.
Yep, and what goes on here in the Pitchers Development Center?
A lot of laughing, a lot of rolling out, a lot of throwing stuff at the wall, man. That's pretty much what we do right here.
Yeah, is that kind of what keyed into your success that played against North Dakota State this past weekend?
Yeah, I think it's a huge part of it because it's just a part of our culture here. As you can see, it's not much, but it gets the job done, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, and would you say, you have a lot of fun doing it? Is that part of the reason the culture and the familyhood, you could say the brotherhood with the guys, so good here?
Oh, for sure. It's just a gritty atmosphere. We know that, everyone knows that, and we just come here to work and make the most out of every situation we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And, last week, one of your fifth-year buddies and Dylan Sears won it last week, and now Brian Raymond and Chandler Fox are going head-to-head for this week. What can you attest to, the individual performances that have played out so well so far for the baseball team?
Dylan, he's been at it for 5 years, just like me. Same with B-Ray, and Chandler's not far behind us with 4 years here. And you can just see it every day, how they work, how they go about their business, how they talk to everyone. It's pretty special watching them do their thing. And I just think all that stuff, that small stuff, has a huge role in how you perform on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you got a couple big series coming up with ORU and Omaha coming down. Kind of talk about that and what it means for, the team going forward.
Yeah, ORU, that's a special team for us. Like, we always play them well here, always enjoy playing them. They're great competition, great dudes. And like I said, we always play them really well. Since I've been here, we swept them for the first time. Actually here at home, and we've won some series, so I just look forward to doing that again. And same thing with Omaha. I mean, the past couple years they've been a great team too, and we've always played them well, and just want to get them here and give them the best competition, pull out some wins against them.
Yeah, absolutely, fighting for a spot in that conference tournament championship at the end of the year. Well, best of luck going forward, and good luck to the rest of the guys.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Warkentine and the WIU baseball team were in action once again last week, welcoming in-state foe Illinois State to Macomb and traveling to Brookings, South Dakota to take on South Dakota State. Let's take a look at how the Leathernecks fared.
After a devastating loss against the rival Illinois State Redbirds, the Leathernecks look to rebound in a 3-game series against South Dakota State Jackrabbits. The first game out of the 3 games was very close, and defense was big with both teams. However, the Leathernecks came up short and lost 4-3. The second game, the Leathernecks responded big and defense stayed strong, ended up winning the game 5-2 and tying the series. Chandler Fox was on fire as he pitched a full game, allowing 2 runs and completing 5 strikeouts. The last game of the series, the Leathernecks didn't even show up as they allowed 12 runs in the game and lost 12-1 and took 1 out of 3 games in that series. The Leathernecks will return home as they will host Oral Roberts in a 3-game series starting Friday, 3 o'clock. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Ben Polonica.
Thank you, Ben. Going across the grass to WIU softball, the Leatherneck softball team also made the trip to Brookings for a 3-game series against SDSU. It was a tough trip for the Leathernecks as they dropped all 3 games. In Game 1, Abby Carlin struck out 7 Jackrabbits in an 8-0 defeat. In Game 2, WIU managed just 3 base runners in a 10-0 defeat. In the final game, the Leathernecks were able to get runs on base, but were unable to push a run across, dropping Game 3 8-0.
There was one Leatherneck team in town this weekend. The Western Illinois men's soccer team has been in good form as of late, coming away with 2 wins this past weekend as they continue their spring season.
After WIU was able to find success this past weekend, forward Aaron Meringue spoke with us about the confidence heading into the games.
Obviously our confidence was pretty high because the week before that we went to Quincy away. We came out with a 4-0 victory. It was just a good team performance all around. So we were going into this Bradley game pretty confident. We had a good week of training, um, good lifts throughout the week, and yeah, we were well prepared.
Meringue outlined the changes in preparation that has led to them finding their footing early on.
Well, we've been doing a lot of 6 a.m. practices recently. Um, so I feel like just that alone has been like really, really changed our mindset, like going into stuff. The environment feels more serious now. Um, and everyone feels like more like determined. It almost feels like to like win because we want these 6 a.m. practices to like pay off.
After scoring 2 goals in the last 2 games, Arian was nominated as a Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week.
Well, obviously it feels pretty good because we're not even in our main season. We're in like the spring season, so to come out of that weekend being recognized, it just feels good, and it kind of motivates me to like continue the streak like onto the next weekend.
Meringue will look to keep his hot streak going as Western takes on Wisconsin this upcoming weekend. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Nick Grunwald.
We hope these successes continue as the season moves forward. The next spring game will be against Wisconsin on April 16th at 1 p.m. When we come back, we will hit the links. Stay tuned.
Taking me home, taking me home.
Here, I engineer the future.
Taking me home. Bring me back.
Here, I have countless opportunities.
Taking me home. Bring me back.
Here, I do research.
Right here at Western.
Glad to see you're still with us. For the first time in 3 weeks, the Western Illinois golf teams got to take a stroll down the beautiful fairways looking for some birdies. Both Leatherneck squads took their talents to the Stampede at the Creek tournament hosted by the University of Omaha. On the men's side, they were led by senior Parker Govern, who came out hot. In the first 18 holes played, Govern rattled off 6 birdies before he took his first bogey. Govern ended the round shooting a 5-under 67. The hot start translated over to the afternoon 18 of the 2-day 54-hole tournament. Govern would shoot a very nice 69 to end day 1 in first place at 8 under. The second day of the tournament was not as nice to Govern as he fired a 77 to finish tied for 3rd. The Leathernecks as a whole finished in 5th place.
On the women's side, they were led by young sophomore Olivia Kerr. Kerr, who started with a bogey in her first 18, found a way to buckle down and shoot a 78. Kerr would once again go out in the afternoon and shoot a 6 over 78 to finish 12 over after the first day. Kerr made her move on the final day, knocking down 2 birdies late in the front 9 to shoot a 37 heading into the back 9. The back 9 was just as friendly as she would only drop a shot. Kerr would shoot a 74 on the last day to finish 14 over and tied for 12th. Western's women's team would finish in 6th place. Both teams will be back in action in May as they will head to the Summit League Championships.
From the finely trimmed greens to the artificial turf of the football field, spring football has started here in Macomb, and while the team is putting in the hard work on the gridiron, they're also getting it done in the classroom.
The Western Illinois football team started training for their 2022 campaign, but many players on the team and some graduates have earned all academic MVFC honors for the 2021 season. Ludovic Choquette, Darius Joyner, Tony Tate, Mason Sykes, Ben Nauman, Hunter Mason, and many others found themselves on the MVFC honor roll. Choquette, Tate, Nauman, Mason Sykes, Hunter Mason, Adam Fellner, and others earned the MVFC Commissioner's Excellence Award. Hunter Mason earned the Western Illinois President's Council Academic Award. This requires a minimum of a 3.5 cumulative grade point average through the fall semester and participation in athletics for 2 years. Coach Hendrickson discusses the culture of having successful players on the field and in the classroom.
That's what our culture is going to be based around is the process holistically, academically, professionally, socially. We're going to grow our athletes in every single way above just athletically. That's really important to me as a head coach. And if we do that and pound the rock and all those phases and all those categories, then we can achieve some really special things and develop our character, our trust, and our commitment within our program. And then we achieve special things within Leatherneck football.
The WIU football team will continue spring ball as they look to face Tennessee Martin on the road for the first game of the season. The Leathernecks' first home game will be September 17th versus Southern Utah. With that, I'm Kylie Rogers with Leatherneck Insider. I look forward to watching the team this fall. Don't forget about the spring game April 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at Hanson Field. Now let's move inside Western Hall where one WIU athlete is excelling both on and off the court.
Western Illinois women's basketball player Elizabeth Lutz was recently named to the Summit League All-Academic team.
Quite an honor. We have a great history on our team of holding up our end academically, and we've always had a high team GPA, so I am just honored to be able to represent our team in the conference.
Education has always been something Lutz has valued.
To college, it became more significant because I felt like I was representing something, like I was a part of something bigger than myself, or as when I was growing up. So once I got to college, I took a lot of pride in representing the basketball team on and off the floor as well as I could, and so I found a lot of pride in doing that in the classroom as well.
Reporting for Leatherneck Insider, I'm Johnny Jazarowski.
If you thought that was impressive, Lutz is also a triple major, majoring in communications, sociology, and anthropology, all with 4.0 GPA. Could never be me. One major's hard enough, let alone three. When we come back, we take a look at a non-traditional sport gaining some traction here at WIU.
Your vision.
My goal is to work at a top 100 television station as a reporter, anchor, and a producer.
Our mission.
Thanks to Western, I have a resume that would beat out most students from the top journalism schools in the country.
This is Western Illinois University.
I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Do you enjoy video games? What about some competition? Then look no further as there's a new esports team you can join.
Here in Western Electronics Gaming Association, there is a new Valerian esports team forming. Valerian is a 5-on-5 first-person shooter that is one of the biggest games in esports. Although they're late to the party, their captain David Hale still managed to find a tournament that they could join.
We started up a bit too late and are unable to join any leagues or tournaments this semester, but we plan on joining one that I just found recently called GG Leagues. So we will be participating in that. We also have an upcoming scrimmage against another college tomorrow, so that should be exciting for the players getting their first experience in the field.
I was invited to spectate the scrimmage, and although they did lose, they did show a lot of promise for future tournaments to come by nearly making a comeback. Watching that scrimmage influenced me to come out of retirement and join the Valorant esports team myself, as I am a great fit for the team. I think it's time to go back to retirement. This has been Daniel Anaya from Leatherneck Insider.
Daniel, we are happy you decided to spend your retirement with us. In Macomb High baseball news, the team has struggled so far this season. The Bombers have been outscored by their opponents 46-23. Macomb currently sits at 0-5 and are looking to turn things around as the season continues. They will welcome in Camp Point Central on April 14th at 4:30.
Meanwhile, the Macomb High softball team has been on fire to start their season. The Bombers are 7-1 and have scored at least 10 runs in 5 of their 8 games so far this season. They most recently defeated Bushnell Prairie City 15-0 and will take on Camp Point Central on April 14th. When we come back, we'll hear from Peyton Schoolboy Hutchins. Don't go anywhere.
Western Illinois University. Our beginnings in 1902 focused on providing affordable teacher education training. We've changed with the times and excelled through the years. Today, Western is positioned for the next 100 years and beyond. Affordability of diverse academic programs, outstanding learning opportunities, and hands-on experiences provide excellent job placement for our graduates. This is Western, forever Western.
Welcome back to the show. We will now send it over to Leatherneck Insider's very own Peyton Hutchings with another segment of Schoolboy Sports.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Schoolboy Sports. I'm your host, Peyton Schoolboy Hutchins, and today I'll be stressing 3 different topics. First, we're going to start off in Augusta National with the Masters tournament that took place over the weekend. Tiger Woods made his first appearance on the PGA Tour for the first time since November 2020 when he played in the COVID year Masters tournament. He started off pretty strong first round, shooting a 1 under 71, but went downhill fast after that. He managed to make the cut, shooting a 74 on Friday, but followed by shooting a 78 both Saturday and Sunday, finishing the tournament at 13 over and placing 47th at the Masters. The winner of the Masters was Scottie Scheffler, who finished the tournament 10 under par, making this his 4th career PGA win, and all of his wins have came within the last 2 months, along with the world #1 ranking. Going from the links to the hardwood, the Los Angeles Lakers have fired head coach Frank Vogel. He's out after just 3 seasons as the man in charge. Vogel posted a winning percentage of .564 while with the Lakers and led them to a championship in his first year as head coach. The Lakers will now be in search of their 8th head coach since 2006, which just blows my mind. From the hardwood to America's pastime, the MLB started their season this past week, and here's what's been happening so far. The National League adopted the DH, and I believe this will help produce more scoring and will make the games a little bit more interesting to watch. Staying in the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers, who arguably have one of the best lineups in all of baseball, got off to a rough start, losing 2 out of 3 to the Colorado Rockies in Colorado. The bats for the Dodgers were on ice in the Rocky Mountains with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Justin Turner going a combined 8 of 39 in that series against Colorado. That's pretty bad if you ask me. Moving on to the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays are off to a 3-0 start after sweeping the Baltimore Orioles and outscoring them 15-4 in that series. Thank you guys for tuning in to another segment of Schoolboy Sports right here in Leatherneck Insider. I'm Peyton Schoolboy Hutchins. Now back to Trevor and Kylie at the desk.
Kylie, what a great piece produced by Peyton. Schoolboy Sports just keeps getting better and better. You'll have to catch Leatherneck Insider and Schoolboy Sports next week to see some more news. But until then, give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter at InsiderWIU. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. I'm Trevor Davis.
And I'm Kylie Rogers. Have a great rest of your week.